In 1955, a single factory paycheck bought a house, a car, and raised a family of four, with money left over to put in the bank. Today, two full incomes can barely cover the rent on an apartment they will never own. We are told this is simply the economy. That prices rise, wages lag, and there is nothing to be done but accept it. But that is not the whole story, and the people who profit from your struggle would prefer you never heard the rest of it. Here is the truth they leave out. The 1955 household was not richer than you. In most years they earned far less in real terms than a working family does today. They had no double income, no credit cards, no investment apps, and no second job in the evenings. What they had was a set of money habits, ordinary and unglamorous, that quietly made their dollars do 2 and 3 times the work of yours. Habits we have been steadily, deliberately taught to forget. So tonight we are going to settle it, one habit at a time. 8 money habits, where the 1955 household beat us cold, counted from the simple to the one that changes everything. And stay until the end, because the 8th habit is not really about money at all. It is the reason they slept soundly through hard times while we lie awake through good ones. Number 1. They paid cash, or they did without. In 1955, the credit card barely existed. There was no swiping away a purchase you could not afford and carrying it for years. If a 1955 family wanted something, they had 2 honest choices: pay for it now, in full, or wait and save until they could. Today, the average American household carries thousands of dollars in credit card debt, much of it at interest rates above 20%, paying for dinners eaten and clothes worn out years ago. The 1955 family paid the price of the thing. We pay the price of the thing again and again, for years after it is gone. They owned what they bought. We rent it from the bank. Number 2. They ran the whole house on one income. In 1955, a single earner was not a luxury, it was the standard. One paycheck covered the mortgage, the food, the car, and still left something for savings, while the second adult ran the household as a full-time job of its own. Today, it takes 2 incomes to reach a standard of living that one income once provided, and, after daycare, a second car, and the taxes on that second wage. Families often discover the extra paycheck buys them almost nothing but exhaustion. They built a life on one income by choice. We need 2 just to stand still. Number 3. They repaired. They did not replace. A 1955 toaster, washing machine, or pair of shoes was built to be fixed. And fixed it was, over and over for decades. Every town had a cobbler, a repair shop, a tailor. A man darned his own tools, and a woman mended the family's clothes by hand on a Sunday evening. Today things are built to be thrown away, designed to fail just after the warranty ends, so that you buy the same item 3 times in the years your grandmother owned hers once. They spent a little to keep a good thing working. We spend a lot to replace a cheap thing that was never meant to last. Number 4. They cooked from a deep pantry and almost never ate out. The 1955 kitchen ran on a full pantry and a hot stove. Meals were made from scratch, leftovers became the next day's lunch, and a restaurant was a rare treat for a special occasion. Not a Tuesday night because no one felt like cooking. The modern family spends a small fortune on takeout, delivery, and convenience food, money that vanishes the moment it is eaten. The 1955 housewife fed a family of 5 for what we now spend on a single delivered meal, and her pantry meant a lean week was never a hungry one. They ate from a full cupboard. We eat from a phone. Number 5. They budgeted in cash, in envelopes you could touch. Before the lean week began, the 1955 household sat down and divided the paycheck into envelopes. One for rent, one for food, one for the car, one for savings. When an envelope was empty, the spending in that category was simply over until next month. There was no overdraft, no buy now, pay later. No invisible tap of a card that hid the damage until the statement came. You could see your money, hold it, and watch it run low. Today our spending is frictionless and invisible by design, because money you cannot feel is money you spend without noticing. They controlled their money because they could see it. We lose ours because we cannot. Number 6. They bought it once and they bought it good. The 1955 shopper believed in buying the best they could afford and keeping it for life. A cast iron pan, a wool coat, a solid wood table, bought once, used for 30 years and handed down. It cost more on the day and far less over a lifetime. We have been trained into the opposite, buying the cheapest version of everything, again and again, convinced we are saving money, while we quietly spend far more on a graveyard of disposable junk. They paid once and were done. We pay forever and own nothing worth keeping. Now, before we reach number 7, hold on to everything you have just heard, because number 7 is the one that will make you angry. It is the single habit the entire modern economy was quietly rebuilt to take away from you, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Number 7. They bought the home on a single ordinary wage. This is the one that stops people cold. In 1955, the median American home cost around $11,000, while a typical family earned a little over $4,000 a year. A house cost roughly 2 to 3 years of one ordinary income. A factory worker, a single earner, could buy a home outright in well under a decade and own it, free and clear. Today, the median home costs 6, 8, sometimes 10 times a household's entire yearly income, and that is with 2 people working. The 1955 family turned one normal paycheck into a paid-off house and the deep security that comes with it. We turned 2 paychecks into a 30-year debt and call ourselves lucky to have it. This is not your failure. The ground shifted under your feet. But the habits that built that old security still work. And the 8th one is the foundation they all stood on. Number 8. They lived below their means and they called it enough. This is the habit that was never really about money. And it is the one that held up all the others. The 1955 family did not spend to impress anyone. They did not measure their worth against a neighbor's new car or a stranger's vacation photos, because there were no photos to see. They earned $1, they lived on less than $1, and the difference, however small, was theirs to keep. Out of that simple gap between what they earned and what they spent came everything. The paid-off house, the full pantry, the money in the bank, and the quiet that comes with all of it. We have been taught the exact opposite, to spend slightly more than we earn, to want a little beyond our reach at all times, and to feel poor no matter how much we make. They were not richer than us. They were content, and contentment is the one form of wealth that cannot be inflated, taxed, or taken away. So there they are. 8 money habits, from paying cash to the deep peace of living on less than you earn, that let a 1955 family on a single modest wage outsave, out-own, and outlast a modern household pulling in twice as much. Not one of them requires a special talent, a high income, or a single thing the modern world wants to sell you. They require only the decision to stop playing a game that was rigged to keep you spending, and to start, in small and stubborn ways, living the way they did. And every single one of these still works today. This is not nostalgia, and it is not a fantasy about a simpler time. Pay cash. Run lean. Repair what you own. Keep a deep pantry. Budget where you can see it. Buy it once and buy it well. Protect every gap between what you earn and what you spend. Do these the way they did, and the same security that built their lives will start quietly to build yours. Now I want to hear from you, because this is exactly the kind of wisdom that survives in families. Which of these habits did your parents or grandparents live by? Was it the cash envelopes, the deep pantry, the repaired shoes, the one paycheck that somehow did it all? Tell me in the comments, because someone watching tonight, 2 incomes and still drowning, needs to hear that there was once another way, and that it can be theirs again. And if this meant something to you, subscribe and stay with us, Because every week we bring back one more piece of the forgotten wisdom they tried to make us forget. They built a paid-off, peaceful life on a single ordinary wage. So can we.